Hey, it's Monday, it's a brand new week, but it's time to get a bit serious. So today's vlog's going to be a little bit different. Today is pretty much an admin day, there's not much going on, so I thought I'd sit down and tell you a bit more about myself and why, if you remember in the first vlog I mentioned about how I'm going to donate a portion of every sale of this t-shirt, which I'm now wearing, to a mental health charity. When I first bought the company, and obviously its name, it kind of got me thinking about how I can make it more than just another t-shirt company, another sports brand company, and something that's really close to my heart because I've been through it myself and still go through it is mental health. This is just going to be a quick short video to tell you a bit about me, so my background. Some of you who are subscribers know me well, some who have come to the channel don't know me so well, so I thought it'd be a good idea as we're now getting into it to kind of tell you a bit about myself and kind of where I've come from and how I've got to this point. So we'll start kind of right back at the beginning, and as horrible as it sounds, and I hate this word and people who call themselves it I hate, but I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit, I suppose the word is. I've always like been looking for the next idea or the next money-making scheme or whatnot, and my friends can attest to the fact that I'm always starting things and then hopping on to the next thing. But the one constant in my life has always been videography. I remember as a kid going on family holidays and picking up my dad's Sony Hi8 camera, which used to have DV tapes in it. And I'd film all the holiday, and then I'd get home from the holiday and get a VHS recorder and a TV and literally edit from the video camera to the VHS and cutting and pasting clips, and then I'd create little title cards that I'd print off on the computer, and I'd put them at the front of each scene and stuff. So I'd always had that kind of video side to me. And then alongside that, as I got older, I grew into kind of photography as well, so I enjoyed photography. But ultimately, around 2006, I got massively into heavy rock music and kind of rock music as a genre, and decided that I'd be a great kind of manager for bands, as audacious as it sounds. So I started working with some local bands and kind of helping them kind of get gigs and whatnot, and had a good kind of few years doing that and done some really cool things. Went on tour around the UK and met some amazing artists and people within the industry. But ultimately at 2009 I decided video is what I wanted to do, so I kind of went into that, and I had this grand idea at the start that I would just get a camera and then corporate clients would come flocking and I'd be multi-millionaire within a couple of years, because I'd be creating these massive films, commercials or whatever for corporate clients. Yeah, that did not happen. I've done videography in the corporate sense from about 2009 till 2015, I think, and worked with some amazing people. I got to shoot on the Tour de France when it was in England in 2014, the Olympic torch relay in 2012, got to work with Ed Sheeran, and got to meet some other amazing people within that time. But it was never kind of a financially stable career choice at that time because I wasn't established. So went across to weddings, and that's what I've been doing ever since, and I still do corporate work alongside it. And then obviously, as I've mentioned before, last year the opportunity came to get Fight Forever, the clothing brand, and that really excited me because it kind of brought together all my interests, my videography, photography. I love branding. People say I know quite a lot about social media, so it kind of brings them all together with a product in mind that I can kind of get my teeth stuck into and see where it goes. So that's where I'm at, kind of my history. Obviously, personally, I've got a wife and 2 kids. I've been with my wife 10 years. I'm married since 2015, got 2 kids, 19-month-old and a 7-year-old, so that's kind of like the personal side as well. But at this point, I'm now kind of trying to build Fight Forever, and this is why I'm sat here talking to you today. So that's a quick background of me up to this point. but the kind of meat of this video that I want to talk about is mental health, and particularly in regards to myself. So those of you that do know me, that have subscribed to the channel, and those that don't, I've suffered with mental health for about 10 years, particularly with anxiety and depression. It basically started about 10 years ago when a family member got poorly. I'll leave it at that, I don't want to go too much into it. And there's a few things going on in my life at the time, and it kind of hit a trigger in my head, and something happened to me, and I didn't quite know what it was at first, but it turns out it was anxiety, which then obviously led into depression as well. I'd always before that been like a completely chilled out person, happy-go-lucky, hate that word as well, but just kind of took every day as it comes, and then suddenly overnight this kind of switch happened, and as grand as it sounds, my life has never been the same from that point. Basically my anxiety centres around health, so health of myself and others, and kind of not being poorly and not dying essentially. Over the years it's been pretty severe at points. I've gone through rounds of having tablets, chemotherapy, counselling, tablets again, counselling, you name it, I've tried it to kind of try and rectify this. But I think what I've learned over the last 10 years is it's something that I'm going to have to manage rather than fix. And for someone who has not been through depression or anxiety, the best way to describe anxiety is, in my sense, is if you think about putting yourself in a situation that absolutely petrifies you, like beyond belief, that you would avoid at all costs, and then times in that situation by 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just the sheer panic that you're constantly in. That's, in some episodes, how I feel all the time. And then obviously the depression with that is like, there's days where I just don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to face the world, don't even talk to my wife, just kind of just be in my own little world in bed. And I guess the main crux of it is that I'm always worried about the future rather than living in the present. But ultimately over the years I've kind of learned to live with it and manage it, and the hard episodes are few and far between now compared to what they were 6-7 years ago. So that's the reason I want to attribute Fight Forever to a mental health charity and give donations to them. Now, I don't want Fight Forever to be kind of the mental health charity or the mental health brand. I just want it to be like a kind of a loose association and something that I can give back to the people that have helped me so much over the last 10 years. There's so many kind of unsung heroes within the mental health world that don't get a mention, and it's the big charities and whatnot. So that's kind of what I want to do with the brand, and so like a donation of every sale is going to go towards a mental health charity. I've not decided kind of which way I want to go with that yet, but it's kind of the sole focus. In particular, running a business for almost full-time since 2013-14, so 5-6 years, and kind of living with anxiety and depression has been every day an uphill struggle. And I'm talking to people now, hopefully watching this, that are in the same position as me, and they know that it's very different with a client when you're self-employed, that you want to, so with a client, if you've got something to deliver, if you're physically ill, you can send them an email and say, look, I've been really poorly over the weekend or last few days, I'm just gonna have to put back the deadline or whatever. But with mental health, it's a completely different prospect. Like, some people don't understand the impact of it. Some people think, oh, you know, you just got to snap out of it, or you'll get better if you just stop thinking about it. And that's not the case. It is like on the same level as physical health, and I feel within the general scheme of things, that's how it needs to be pictured, as like same level as physical health. And in running a business, it's like been one of the hardest things, because there's some days where, as I say, I just want to stay in bed, but I've still got to kind of keep pushing on and doing the work and pleasing clients. Luckily, my wife, she is super understanding, so she knows when I'm kind of going through a period and she knows how to deal with it now. And then secondly, she is great at like kind of getting me out of it and pushing forward. Again, a theme of this kind of vlog. So it's important to have people around you that kind of A, understand what it's like, and B, how to push you away from the way you're feeling and kind of get you back into, as horrible as it sounds, being normal again. I think it's really important that it's made more aware within the business realm, especially with self-employed people and people who work for themselves, because it can lead to, you know, financial, you can lose work if you're not up to scratch, and time off and that, and it's a really hard thing to cope with. I've, for the last 10 years, kind of just, as I say, managed it and kind of kept pushing through, but it is a complete daily struggle and it's exhausting. But I'm hoping with this brand, with Fight Forever, that it's going to kind of shift my focus a bit, and I've got something to focus on and kind of move forward with, but also doing a bit of good as well with the donations and that. So that's kind of obviously my background and a bit about mental health in my life. And obviously I know people as well, like friends, family, who suffer with it as well. So it is something that's massively close to my heart, and it's something that needs to be talked about as well. And that is the whole reason I sat down here today, is to talk about it. Now, I thought about not doing it about 20 times, and it's a bit nerve-wracking, but in the spirit of this whole vlog of showing kind of everything with trying to build a brand, I think you need to, if you're watching, you need to kind of know the ins and outs of me as well, and my motivations and kind of how I feel in general life. And I always said that this vlog was going to be a warts and all kind of look at building a brand. So if there are days where the vlog is a bit more sketchy, or some days I might not even upload, I don't want to do that, but it may happen, then obviously by watching this you now know the background behind it, probably. But yeah, the main point to sit down this today is to show you that not every day in building a brand is rosy and rainbows and whatnot, and there are days when I'm going to not be as chirpy as others, but I've got to keep the goal in mind of building the brand and seeing where I can take it. If mental health is something that's close to you and you want to chat about it, you can leave a comment below or send me a private message on one of the social things. I'm happy to chat with people about it. If you want to ask more questions, happy to chat about it. It would be great to get a discussion below about how to help people within business and self-employed people, or even employed people, and it be more vocal in that area about mental health and more help being needed. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I feel like I've said what I needed to say, and then we'll get back on the vlog tomorrow. If you liked this video, please give it a like. It means a lot to me. If this is your first time here, sorry this is a bit of a weird one, but go and have a look at the other vlogs and see what I'm doing with the brand. And then if you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. I want to get to that 100 subscriber mark so I can get my own channel name rather than a bunch of letters. So that'd be amazing. Let's get to 100. And then come back and watch tomorrow, and we'll be back on it tomorrow with building the brand. I've got some other things to do. I want to do another design. I think I've got to have an option on the website of 2 different designs. So this one's quite plain, and then I want a more bold one, if that makes sense. And yeah, just some more stuff to do with the brand. But I'll leave it there. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully.